How will you know if your legal transaction is complete and done? Simply by hiring a notary that will help the final process of your documents. But aside from that, not all documents require a public notary. Like any private contracts for sales of goods or services do not require notary signatures. There are different types of papers and documents that are need to notarized. And the following are the lists of documents that require notarization. Documents that need notarization. At Idaho Process Service, we specialized preparation and notarization of various documents such as trusts, deeds, and wills. Any documents that transfer assets from the ownership of one person to the ownership of another person are generally required notarization. And that documents include trust, which means setting the money aside to be used for specific and future purposes. Deeds are papers that are used to transfer property. Will is a legal paper that expresses a person's wishes or last will as to how their property is distributed after his/her death. Medical documents. Medical papers specifying the kind of treatment that a person wishes to request or deny in the case a person is incapacitated by an injury or illness are required to get notarized. Living wills or healthcare declaration are some common terms with it. Medical documents are needed to be notarized to ensure that there are no disputes about the healthcare to the person and the doctors are fulfilling the patient's wishes. In addition, healthcare proxies may also need to be notarized. This will allow another person to make healthcare decisions under the patient's name if the person cannot take his own healthcare decisions. Power of attorney. Power of attorney is another legal document that required notarization. It is a document that gives the person the authority to act on behalf of another person in case of his absence. Whether power of attorney is universal, there is limited and certain acts or specific time. It always needs to be notarized. Notarization of power of attorney is necessary to be able to accept it by courts of law, corporations, and bank transactions. Agreement over long distance. Agreements that happens between parties that are not present in the same place also require to be notarized. This will ensure that the person signing the documents is the same person whose name is in the documents. But if the agreements are signed by both parties who were present in the same room, this may not need notarization. These are some common documents that require notarizations. You can also check out our website, if you want to know more about public notary service, how it works, and what other documents we process and handle. How Idaho Process Service help you? We know that notary public is mandatory for many transactions and legal documents. Finding a reputable notary public can be time-consuming, especially if you need them on short notice. That is why we extend our services to our community by offering mobile notary. This will help you finalize your documents even in your own home or your office. At Idaho Civil Process, providing courteous professional services.